than they would have hoped in playoffs, but still very, very competitive. And so if they can continue that improvement, they can definitely make it to Worlds, but it's going to be interesting now that they actually have pressure on them. The expectation is you must succeed now, whereas the other splits were looked at, oh, you know, just get better.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to Griffin as well. It's similar sentiments, and now Griffin's face-checking into the Xin here early on. That is very good for Armeo, and he forces the flash.
Yeah, that was dire news. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, Berserker under a lot of pressure, flashing away, trying to survive. Mastu chasing him underneath the turret. It's first blood back over to the Silas, making it 1-for-1 as Isles and the turret get revenge. Isles continuing to march forward, but he does not have the cooldowns to get a second kill. So an even trade in bottom side, but first blood belongs to FlyQuest in game 2.
Yeah, the minions are pushing away from them, but they do have teleport. Both of them have teleport, and Isles cancels his recall, as does Craig, and we're going again, round 2.
They immediately try to go in for the taunt on Damasu, but instead it's a mistake, a blunder from LYON. Isles wanted to hang around and see if they could spring a trap, but they're the ones who end up in danger as Masu and Cryogen triumph in the 2v2.
Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. Isles obviously cancels his recall because he thinks Cryogen base, and he's like, ha, we're surprising you, but Cryogen canceled his recall too.
Let's take a look, guys. They don't have, oh, well, let's see as it plays out. So this is the first one.
Yeah.
Cryogen trying to force it. And they are going to get the full combo here onto Berserker, forcing his flash, even though he does a good knockback flash.
Yeah, not the easiest thing, but Isles needs to block the Absconded Duck follow-up. I think if he flashes in front of that or taunts in front of that and actually blocks that, I think Berserker lives, and it's a very different
rotation over to mid lane to follow it up, provide a little bit more damage. Saint not going to use the flash, calm under the pressure.
Okay, meanwhile, without all the cameras on top side, because all the action is bottom side too, the Ignite Volibear here is being able to get the push out, did get the bounce back, and we've got another wraparound gank.
Yup, this is trouble for the LYON bot side duo. Remember, there's no flash available on Berserker. They are immediately going to go right in after the Jace. It's all too easy once Griffin shows up. Berserker is dead for the second time as Isles can do nothing to try to save him in the 2v3. FlyQuest having a much better early game.
Tactics. It's just bot lane tactics here, baby. You got a bot lane Silas Rel combo. Go gank. Keep the action going. Not looking for CS, looking for kills, and now they're starting up the Dragon.
He's on his butt at this point. There is no way for him to try to stand and fight no ulti against Volibear ready to go.
Yeah, and I believe that wave was pushing away from him too. That is a rough spot versus Volibear that has Ignite. I mean, this is why it's so popular to go for these matchups, and so you got to send reinforcements. They are sending reinforcements instantly here because Gakko's just kind of watching.
Yeah, I mean, that is always such a tough spot to be in when you're just watching minions die, but they're moving up here, lying around.
Yep, it's Armeo and Ios immediately coming in, looking to start up this fight. Armeo dropping the Crescent Guard as Dokla swoops in from the side, and Griffin's already going to be killed down in the bottom lane here at the same time. Berserker down to 100 HP, flash over the wall coming out from Gakko's. Berserker triumphs here in the 1v1 as Quad flashes over the wall to get away from Saints. It's LYON popping off in two different places at once. Berserker with the outplay. LYON with the better skirmish in the topside river. Isles is not done yet. He's going to find the potential recall, auto attack, shadow dash, auto attack. Isles buries Quad.
First Silas steal here goes for the Shen ultimate, which could be very interesting considering he also has teleport. So they have double teleports plus a stolen Shen ultimate, and Isles doesn't have his yet, and he's under attack in the pit.
Yep, that's only a level 4 Shen trying to get away here as Griffin uses the ulti. He was thinking if Isles tries the shadow dash over the wall, I can follow him here with a cease and desist. Isles waits though, and now he's going very far behind enemy lines. No help is coming. Quad should be able to take this kill, no problem. Goes ahead and commits the unleashed power. I don't really think the ultimate was entirely necessary there, but Quad wanted to make sure that he got the kill and got back to lane.
Exactly. The minions were coming close to tower, so he's like, I'm not chasing you around, buddy.
I mean, that was really nicely done. This is that 1v1 back earlier, and I thought, when I looked down at that point, I thought that Masu had it for sure. Right? That looked so close. That was one very non-threatening, shall we say, on that all-in. But Cryogen is back, and now he doesn't have it all this time. Let's see.
Yep, the first one didn't work, so let's try it a second time. Dokla, the focus of not only Cryogen and Gakko's, but Griffin now also ready to join the party. Dokla has no flash. There's no way out here for the Volibear. They give the kill over to Gakko's, and FlyQuest takes the lead in kills yet again.
Yeah, Dokla realizes he's dead, so he just focuses down the wave. He's able to finish that off here, but LYON are looking for a potential play. They TP'd Berserker up. They've got 3 top.
Yeah, Armeo clearing out the control ward here in the tri-brush. They shouldn't be aware of Isles' positioning, I don't believe.
W to stop recalls.
Yeah, Armeo steps up when becomes lightning, stopping that recall exactly as you're saying. Cryogen and Griffin making their way up. Berserker looking to put the damage into Gakko's kill off the Olaf, trying to get back away from the turret aggro. As now it's a finish kill from Griffin. Berserker dies. Armeo, the weak are scattered, and the Xin Zhao falls. It's a big overcommit coming in from LYON. FlyQuest sends the whole team and crushes the attack.
Yeah, they try to pull off this dive, but Berserker pulled tower aggro. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but it looked like the tower went straight onto him. As they back out, yeah, it swaps onto him, and Cryogen is CCing him up. He flashes out over the wall, but the ulti was already buffered from the Vine, just turns it into a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, and it was, Isles had the aggro, and then he just walks out of range, and he's still attacking for Berserker, so he grabs it, and the collapse for FlyQuest, yeah, he's laughing about it as the Vine came to find him afterwards, but FlyQuest with a huge move. This is big for the series. This is big for them because they already had the Dragon. Now with 1,000 gold lead after this topside play, are going to be feeling much more confident.
So this is actually also the first bot Sylas in LCS history. It's only the second in Tier 1
I'm not
surprised at all.
Yeah, that's I believe that stat.
I believe that too, but second in all of Tier 1? That's pretty crazy. The only time it was actually played before this was Mir in the 2019 OPL, and hilariously enough, Isles was his support. So
Isles is the common denominator of these shenanigans.
Is the Sylas bot guy.
Isles is like, I've seen this before. Don't worry, Berserker.
Ooh, I've seen that before too. Griffin making another trip up here to the top lane.
See on the engages, and Masu here with the Sylas has some pretty decent ultis to steal to go for it and back them up. This play is being scouted by Vision, but they don't care.
Yup, they're just going to full send after Berserker. The Jace about to fall. He fights as long as he can, but ultimately FlyQuest get what they came for, 11-5, 1,500 gold lead. They are looking so much better here in the second game. 10 seconds until the next Dragon spawns, and the enemy carry is dead, even as it happens.
Yeah, it's nice to see FlyQuest battling back here. You know, even with Inspired, they were battling pretty well back and forth against LYON last split. They did take him down in the regular season.
Okay. They warded here. They're kind of scared. If you find Jin, it's good. Wait, can we look, guys?
You can.
I think we can go. I think we can go. I'm going. He used Q.
They can be behind. TP.
Wally TP. I think we can look to one shot and leave. Okay.
You guys want
We're chilling. We're chilling.
Okay.
They feel like, hey, this is the spot for it. This is the right pick. Let's go for it. And it's cool to see them continuing that in summer.
Okay, let's see who's going to be first to the Rift Herald pit. It looks like Armeo is already in there, starting that one up. Meanwhile, Dokla in some trouble up here on the top side. Unleashed Power forces the defensive ulti out of Big Dokes. The Bear nearly dead, forced to back off, and that means that Armeo can also no longer maintain the confidence to take the Herald. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, it's another play coming out from FlyQuest. They find the kill onto the enemy mid laner. Back up in the top side, Armeo trying to re-engage after quad. Cryogen following up behind him, trying to protect his own mid laner. Cryogen gets through, throws back a stun to keep himself and his mid laner alive. Gakko still putting in work in the bottom lane, Tier 1, as FlyQuest disengages up here in the top side river at the same time. 2,500 gold lead for FlyQuest. The Rift Herald restarted now by LYON, and it looks like they will be able to claim that one. FlyQuest back. Second Unleashed Power coming out from the Syndra, trying to get the kill here onto this Volley Bear. One more orb should be able to do it, but Dokla with a nice heal there stays alive.
Holy.
Big Dokes at 11 HP manages to survive another attempt from FlyQuest, but he's in no position to continue defending.
No way.
They're still not done. Griffin wants to commit. He goes in and he smites him down like a minion. Griffin claims the bear camp, and FlyQuest get themselves their third.
And continue the snowballing for FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean, that might not break the whole game, but this might on the top side, as they are massively ahead on these two unstoppable champions, right? We have the Vial, we have the Olaf ult. They're going to be flying in, and they are super fed.
Yep, and you're talking about breaking the game in the top side. I feel like the moment that really broke this game was that blundered attempted dive from LYON that FlyQuest were able to get a 4-for-1 for. That game has been FlyQuest's ever since, and it's not stopping. Dokla's still trying to escape. He gets another nice heal with a Volley Bear, but no way. Griffin and Gakkos have more than enough damage to burn through that drain tanking, while the Rift Herald is summoned up in the mid lane. That's going to take the Tier 1 turret, so at least LYON's going to get something back there, but it's still FlyQuest with that 3,500 gold lead, with the first 2 Drakes. It's 10 seconds until the next one spawns. They would love to be able to move to Soul Point as Armeo, Isles, and Saint all have to try to get away. Saint is going to be the target here for Cryogen, as two of them don't have a ton of damage, so Cryo's just fine.
A lot of the story between Lock-In and Second Split was about the fact that...
Saints, or what do you guys think?
I can go top.
Yeah, I think it's best. And I want to just keep killing Victor on side, or make it really hard, at least so he can't get Prio.
Victor is the line.
Victor is
Victor.
Victor is Juna. Victor is Juna.
Yeah, look Victor.
He's dead, he's dead.
Wait.
Keep looking, and then you can start maybe Drake.
I'll start Drake.
I'll cancel CP VTPs.
You guys go.
Use 1 CC.
Do that.
Bill Pride?
A nice comms there from FlyQuest, but yeah, Griffin obviously really struggled when he went up against some of the big junglers in Lock-In, but Second Split, he was able to actually get a series win here against Inspired, and now this split, we're looking to see, what is his ceiling?
And I like that he was the one calling to keep pressuring Victor too there in the comms, because that is a big way that they're going to be able to push this game forward, is make sure that this mage that is hobbling around in the side lanes with his cane and has no...
You gotta kick his ass.
Yeah, no jumps of his own. You take the Vi, you take the Olaf, and you make sure that they are not able to have a good side lane presence there. And you make it hard for Saint to play the game. That opens up these neutral objectives for you if you can keep LYON pushed back. But we'll see if LYON can actually get that vision control for themselves. And Saint's under attack again.
Yup, he steps up, but Quad is waiting in the brush. Scatter the Weak collides, but here comes Isles trying to help Saint survive. It's a massive counter engage from Cryogen, but there's no damage ready to follow it up, so Cryo falls. LYON keeps Saint going. They get a kill of their own in return. Now Gakos is split pushing on the other side of the map here at the same time. Looks like FlyQuest won't get anything back.
Yeah, they were both setting up plays, but LYON were setting up a bigger play. You saw them all 5 into the river going to get Baron Vision. And so
now the play continues, though. Dokla's going to be your target, but it's Griffin who's killed off first. Shut down over to Armeo as FlyQuest will also lose Masu. That's another 2 kills going the way of LYON. And this FlyQuest lead, this 3,500 gold advantage, has disappeared like magic. LYON have the enemy jungler dead for the next 30 seconds, and Baron is right there ready for the taking. Quad is not just going to let this happen, though. This Syndra sweeping around, wants to make some kind of a big play. He's got Cryogen coming up behind him. The Baron's at about 5,000 HP. Cryogen here in the pit. Gakos also has arrived into the fight. The Baron's going to be your target. Gakos makes his way in. The Baron going to be secured by LYON as Quad is about to die. Berserker grabbing the kill on that one as Armeo is taken low. Gakos still looking to find something. Over the wall goes Isles. Cryogen's going to die here next. It is a slaughter, and it's FlyQuest blood staining the river.
Never count LYON out, man. Those 2 consecutive plays, the domino effect. Flowers, the comeback is real here, and it all started because they made a 5-man play up to the Baron to get vision, and Saint's original Zhonya's kept him alive to set up for this Baron play, Azale.
Yeah, and Quad, I just felt like kind of overcommitted. He just walked right into melee range practically. A Berserker let him get the hammer form Q onto him. Berserker knocks him down, and even though Gakos was strong, he is not strong enough to do it all on his own. The lead is gone completely. They were down 5K. They now took Baron, wiped him off the map. They're up over 2,000 gold. Just like that, the game got flipped on its head.
And I feel like the big thing now for the FlyQuest side is you got to look at this Infernal Soul. That's got to be your way to try to retake control over the game, but it's Dokla going in after Griffin. It's Dokla grabbing a kill. FlyQuest jungler dead for the next 45 seconds. He will be alive with about 30 seconds on the clock until that soul spawns. But right now, LYON's just using the opportunity to floor it. They're going straight for the enemy base. They take down the tier 2 turret here on the bottom side, and the push continues. They've got the Red Bull Baron power play for another 90 seconds. They're forcing down the tier 3 turret. Nobody on FlyQuest.
Almost has death cap, but it's hard to actually get good use.
Okay. That almost was what they needed. They got the flash out of Isles, so that's something.
It is definitely something, but I mean, Berserker's getting a lot of poke too.
Oh, they're flanking. They're making...
Okay, is this what they want? Isles again could be your target. Nice scatter the weak there from Quad, finds half of the HP on the Victor. Meanwhile, Isles back in the pit now. Stand United stolen away by Masu. They want to go in. They've already found the LYON support. Now Dokla trying to get a kill back. Quad's under a lot of pressure. Has to try to get himself away. Cryogen burning down in the backside of the Baron pit here at the same time. Stand United coming in, looking to keep him alive, but Dokla's already got the kill. Nice shot coming in from Berserker to make it a twofer as it's a 3v3 on the map now. Saint, Armeo, and Berserker versus Gakos, Griffin, and Masu. Berserker getting away for now. Griffin barely staying alive, but he burns down to Saint. Berserker on the chase. He turns it around, he outplays it, he's dominating. Gakgos, nothing but a corpse on the floor as Masu has to run. A bloodbath in the topside river is a 4-for-3 favoring Lion.
That was a wild fight that starts out with everyone chasing Isles into the pit.
Yeah, Isles did a really good job of holding his Shadow Dash for so long, buying a ton of time, made them commit a lot of resources to go onto him, and then Dokla here, I didn't think there was any way he was killing Quad when he had to use the stasis early. Look at this stolen Stand United. That's like 2,000 damage that he burst through from Masu's ult, and Lion are on the Baron here. Masu's back trying to keep him off.
Yeah, Masu stealing away the Xin Zhao ulti, tries to jump in, make some sort of a play. Big abduct, hits Berserker, but where's the rest of the follow-up? The Baron already secured by Armeo. Cryogen makes his way into the pit. They're going to find Guardian Angel #1. Isles is already down. Armeo trying to fight here for the 1v3, but Berserker resurrects. Now going to be knocked down for real this time. Masu and Cryogen in the 2v1 against Armeo. They're going to have to take the Guardian Angel, then the Xin Zhao himself, but they've got to get away because Big Dokes has arrived. He's got Saint right behind him, and Cryogen falls, but now Griffin has showed up. Masu wants to jump right back in, and the fight's not over. Gakgos joins the fray, and Dokla takes a ton of damage. Goes golden for a second, tries to keep himself alive here with the ulti, but he won't be able to out-heal it. Now Saint's under pressure. Griffin diving in towards the mid laner as the resurrection comes through, but Griffin is already dead. Masu continuing the chase now with a stolen Arcane Storm. Another Zonius comes out. Armeo wants to turn it right back around. It's a double kill of it as Saint. Gakgos needs a little bit more damage. The gravity field's going to slow him down, but it will not kill him here just yet. Armeo turns around, and Lion get the ace.
This is the LCS, baby! What a series to kick it off here. It's just a brawl back and forth. 43 kills in 30 minutes here.
Oh my god, this fight! Let's take a look at it. Masu goes in with the Xin ult. He's trying to focus down and take out Berserker, who does have a GA, as does Armeo, and so they have to start getting through these lives. But then look at the rift right now. Volibear is heading over immediately, so Dokla's gonna arrive, and then you also have a revive and a teleport coming from Saint too to keep the party going.
Exactly, it just kept going, and then the Olaf respawns, he TPs in, Saint is trying to keep him away, but Griffin arrives, and they just constantly are throwing themselves into these fights time and time and time again.
And then look at the body blocking.
We're not done. Hold on. Saint's going to get dove now by Griffin. Going in after the enemy mid laner, but he can't find the kill. Cryogen's flank should now just turn into a grave for the Rel. He has no damage to back him up, but he can make enough distance to use the blast going for the extra escape. Accelerated shock blast. Continuing to chip away at the health bars of FlyQuest. Lion, now again, they have stopped the potential Infernal Soul from FlyQuest. They have an 8,000 gold lead. They're barreling through the tier 3 turret here in the mid lane while the inhibitor is already exposed in the bottom side. It's a 5v3 here for the next 25 seconds. Lion wants to end this game and make it a clean 2-0 series to kick off summer against FlyQuest. And they're poised to do just that. Bottom lane inhibitor about to crumble, and the full 5-man press comes out from Lion. First Nexus turret already down. Cryogen tries to go in and mount the defense, but it will not do a thing. Gakgos shot through the heart as he tries to dive towards the carries. Masu's the last man standing, and he too will fall. It was a back and forth bloodbath here in the second game, but Lion prevails and clean sweep FlyQuest 2-0 to start off summer.
Wow, what a comeback for Lion in that game, facing Soul Point, facing like a 4,000 gold lead. They make the comeback a reality to take the first victory of summer in the LCS. They are once again at the top of the standings.
That is a crazy series to kick it off, man. And Armeo's got to feel great. Lion has got to feel great. You know, this was not an expected victory, even though they are the top dogs. They're missing their big star. Armeo comes in, they perform well. The team steps up, even from a deficit in Game 2, battling back. And Game 1 was absolute domination.
Incredible stuff from Lion. Even without Inspired on the roster, everyone else rose to the occasion. They stood up. Yeah, there was that blunder in the top lane that really gave FlyQuest the gas they needed to look like they could have taken it to a Game 3, but then Lion finds their revenge later on. It was that top half of the map, those top lane skirmishes, those brawls, those fights that really determined the game. And ultimately, Lion triumphed in one of the craziest LCS games I feel like I've watched in a while.
I mean, of course I love watching Saint when he's on, like, you know, Silas or something like that, offensive champion. But even when he's on the Victor, able to use stasis and avoid, you know, dive pretty well for himself as well.
And now that everything's all said and done, we've got Emily standing by with Dokla for an interview.
Thank you, casters. I'm here with the victorious Big Dokes. After what you said in your own words was a very fun series, take us through that a bit.
I think game one, it was kind of a